Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs, so let's get to it. All right, you guys, my topics today are so blah. Like, every one of them, I'm just like, who cares? Oh my gosh, you guys. Let's start with Tamar, and I'm starting this story with telling you guys that we about to retire Tamar, because at this point it's a fucking enough, and I'm over it. I'm over it. Okay, Tamar was on Tamron Hall yesterday on her talk show. I had every intention of watching it. One of the rock stars reached out to me and reminded me that it was coming on, and then of course I forgot to watch it. Did not watch it, and I know from experience that Tamron Hall's episodes is hard to find on YouTube. But it was enough of her clips on Instagram for me to actually find it and watch enough of the interview for me to just kind of be in the same place that I have been for the many other times that I've talked about Tamar Braxton, and is that I'm tired of this. I want Tamar to go and take care of her mental health, but I believe that Tamar loves the attention, and that is what is keeping her from, I don't know what type of mental health help she's getting, but it seems to me that her counselors or her doctors would actually tell her that all of this interaction with social media and her fans and, you know, everything else that's going on is not healthy. You know, how is it that you just tried to kill yourself just a few months ago, you guys? It has not been that long ago. And while you were out here trying to heal, you still fighting with your ex-boyfriend. You still out here fighting with your family. You doing interviews. You putting shit on social media. You saying you want to make albums. You still want to be out there. Your number one focus should be getting your mind right, getting your shit right in your head so that you can deal with those things later. But how do you deal with those things in the midst of you trying to heal? It's just, it doesn't work. So when I'm seeing her on there, on Tamron, and her talking about her relationship with David and her crying and, you know, talking about the fiasco with Iyanla Vanzant when the family met with her, and how some secrets of hers of being sexually abused by a family member had gotten out, and all of these things that have happened. Like, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have a feeling about those things. Definitely, if you were exposed on national television and, you know, you something that you didn't even tell a person, just take it upon themselves to tell everybody that you were sexually molested by a family member, you should definitely feel a way about that, okay? You should have definitely had some sort of reaction to that. I'm not saying that she shouldn't feel these things. What I'm saying is she doesn't need to be out there in the public eye for us, because everybody doesn't understand. And, you know, there are going to be people out there who are not supportive of you, and you are just going to continue to have to fight these kind of things and, you know, say that people are against you and, you know, you just want to live your life and all this. Live your life off of the camera. So I'm watching this and I'm just going, her and David, all of their issues, the fight that happened in the car, her saying that the camera is out there, and I mean the video footage is out there, that he has the footage and that all he had to do was release it. Well, I remember back then when the reports came out that it was said that she actually tore the camera out of his car. Now she's saying that she didn't, or she didn't really say that she didn't. She just said that he has the footage, that it's up on the cloud. So even if she did tear the shit out of the car, evidently it should be on the cloud and they should be able to find it and all of that. I can't with Tamar, because, you know, she was just defending him just a few days ago, a couple of weeks ago, you know, when the family had something to say about him, you know, but now she's talking about him again, and then his people come out and have a reaction, and it's just like, it's just too much. It's honestly too much. It's just too much. Okay, so you guys will have to let me know what you think about the Tamron Hall interview. I'm retiring Tamar officially today, unless something really big happens, this is me retiring Tamar. We didn't put her on the list with Kanye West. We didn't put her on the list with Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. We didn't put her on the list with, who else is it that I'm tired of talking about? You know, I'm about to put her on the list with all of the Real Housewives franchise. Oh, so fucking over it, you guys. I want Tamar to get better. Get the fuck off the TV, off the news, off the blogs, off of everything, and go deal with yourself, girl. Now let me talk about why I'm about to retire the Real Housewives. Now Nene. Child, I feel like we talk about Nene all the time too. Okay, she ain't on the damn show no more, but she, you know, she's still out there making a name for herself. So the other day I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw on Ashley's Instagram that she had posted something that Nene was doing, some new venture called The Read Session. It was a video of her, looked like she was in a bar setting, and it was very poorly done. It was, you know, it was her life, it was stories. So somebody was actually filming her, videotaping her. You could tell it was on a phone, and she had a group of, I'm assuming, gay guys that supposedly, I guess, are good at reading. And she introduced it as the read session. And then it went on to talk to each guy. They all had a little tagline that they did and moved on to the next person. So I think I want to say it was maybe 5 guys, 4 or 5. It was more than 4. So it was 5, maybe even 6 guys. And Nene. And it was painful to watch, you guys. They recorded the whole little session. It probably was a good 6 minutes long. And maybe longer than that, child. Some will say too fucking long. But in this little session, they do their little specific reads. Or really, they didn't even really wasn't doing any reading. They were talking to Nene about certain subjects. So they talked about Cynthia's wedding. You know, Nene said she was invited, but she decided not to go. She felt like, you know, people needed to move smarter. I wasn't sure if she meant that because of COVID or if, you know, she said that it wasn't going to benefit her going to the wedding. Who goes to a wedding to benefit to anything? Like, what does that mean? You know, but maybe she was talking about COVID. I mean, I got it for sure. Like, if you talking about COVID, because honey, it was a whole bunch of people at that damn wedding, everybody inside. So, but you know, she talked about other things, and like, it's just, when you watched it, it was just sort of like, girl, you was the HBIC at Real Housewives of Atlanta, and this is what we done dumbed it down all the way to this point. Okay, I was just like, oh no. Not only was it, you know, it just looked like something they had thrown together, the editing was so bad on the video that, I mean, I know that I don't do a whole lot. Like, it's just me and you, and we in the car and we talking. But I feel like editing, you still, like, I feel like I could edit that shit. I could have been like, girl, I could have hooked your edit up, okay? It's certain things that I've learned just from editing my videos that will make shit even funnier just the way that you edit it. So, you know, her not having like these sharp cuts and just going from one thing to the next, like this lag time, you know, so it's sort of like, even if you do laugh and then you just kind of sitting there like, like, what next? You know, shit needs to be sharp. I've learned that just on my own. So I'm just like sitting there like, why is it that you got access to all kind of money and people, and, you know, you have these connections with people, and this is the shit that you put out to represent? No. Okay, so of course, after she put that out, it was all this backlash. Everybody was like, what the fuck is that? That's how bad it was. I'm not even exaggerating when I say it was not good. Okay? And I be trying to give a bitch, you know, some leeway, but I just was like, no. So she came back out onto her Instagram stories and explained what she was doing. She said that wasn't the official thing, that basically her team had wanted to you know, get a group of guys together, gay guys together in the Atlanta area, I'm assuming. And, you know, for her to eventually put on this highly produced show called The Read Session. So this was her getting together with a group of guys and just seeing if they gelled together and, you know, just kind of doing a quick little run through, and her friend of hers recorded it. Okay, but that wasn't going to be the official cut, and that's not exactly how it was going to go. And she just happened to be in the Lanithia, which is her new bar. That wasn't going to be the setting, like all of this. Okay, so for everybody not to get their panties in a bunch, because Nene is only going to put out quality, and, you know, you don't have to worry about it. So then once I heard her say that, I said, okay, well, that's much better. But the thing is, you know, first impressions. You done already put this shit out, and you done already put it in people's mind that you with that bullshit with this show. So now people are like, oh, Nene is just putting out crap. And, you know, that, I mean, I would hope that that's not what she's trying to do, you know? And then when you think about the Read Session, I mean, I mean, I know that in the gay community, and still, I know that reads are still like really looked at, and, you know, we're like, oh, he read you and this, that, and the other. But a whole show of that all the time, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it's like you have a show that's like centered around doing things like that. It seems like it's just like mean and nasty. Is that like the image that you want to have of you just going off and talking about people? You know, it's different when you're not a celebrity, but when you talking, I mean, what are you going to be talking about? You are now a reality star celebrity. You're going to be talking about some of your peers. You know, y'all know how I feel about that. I don't think that's cool at all. So, you know, I don't even know what her new show, and you see the drama that Wendy gets just from talking about people that she knows and all of that. People don't like that. You're going to create a lot of enemies. It's not just cute, fun when you know, when you just on the show. Now you got a whole show centered around talking about people and all of that, and reading people and all of that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, you guys. That's just not my style. I'm not drawn to that. I don't like a lot of mess. So I just, you know, I don't know. But yeah, the video, Nene said, don't worry, that's not exactly what it's gonna be. It's gonna be quality, you know, it's gonna be done right. She's still looking for people, so if you are a gay man in the Atlanta area, you know, reach out for her on her email account and go from there. But yeah, did you guys see the video? It was painful, child. I was just like, oh no, girl, no. Oh, you guys. So evidently, Claudia, you guys wanted me to talk about Claudia Jordan, Reed, and Nene for filth because of, I don't even really know what it is. I haven't been able to research it, you guys, because this morning my internet has been out, which means that I have not been able to look up anything. All the shit that I've been able to look up was from last night. So today, when I see that somebody wants me to talk about Claudia Jordan and Nene Leakes, I can't find it. So I don't know what she said, but evidently you guys are telling me that Claudia Jordan went off on Nene Leakes for, I'm assuming, whatever it was that she said during this the Read session. But I don't know. So I didn't forget about that, you guys. It's just that I don't know what Claudia said. I guess I could have just left this whole part out, but I'm going to say this because you guys are going to be like, you didn't talk about Claudia Jordan going off on Nene. I don't know what she said. Okay? But you guys can discuss that down below in the comments too. Just put me up on it. Let me know what she said. But evidently Claudia still has an opinion on Nene Leakes. All right, you guys. So did you guys watch Adele? Adele on Saturday Night Live this past Saturday. She did very well. You guys have seen Adele lately. She lost a lot of weight. You know, she got the divorce. She had her baby. Well, not in that order. She had her baby. And she got the divorce. And then she lost the weight. I'm not sure if that was, you know, just from working out and eating right, or if that was from a surgery. It doesn't matter to me if it's either way. She looks great. She looks totally different. her face doesn't look the same. It seems that it's changed even her personality. So she was on Saturday Night Live. She did a great job, loved it, laughed, you know. So I thought she did a good job. Her name is out there in the news more and more. Come to find out that she is dating British rapper Skepta. I don't know who this Mr. Skepta gentleman is, but evidently he's a rapper over there in Britain. And these two have known each other for some years. They've been friends. They at least date back to 2016. That they have an article where Skepta is talking about her, just them being friends. She keeps him in check, you know, tells him when he's doing right or wrong and all of that. So they've known each other all this time, and now it has parlayed into something more serious. At least that's what the blogs are saying. And supposedly she is dating Skepta. He's a cute guy. You know, I saw the picture of him. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he raps. I don't know if he's a crossover out here in the United States, if we know who Mr. Skepta is. But yeah, I mean, he looks like he would be a good time, you know. And her rep said that that's exactly what she's doing. She's just having fun. Okay, and what that means is it ain't nothing serious. Okay, it might be, you know, friends with benefits. We might be kind of messing around and doing this, but who cares, because she's single and she's lost this weight and she's got this new body and she's getting to know herself again and she's having fun. I said that's what all that means. Okay, so I don't think that this relationship with the Skepta gentleman is serious. It is just something that Adele has chosen to do, get her rocks off. Okay, and enjoy this new whatever the fuck she got going on now. It'll die off and then she'll be moved on to somebody else, and then eventually she'll settle down with somebody serious again. But ain't no rushing to getting, you know, tied down to nobody just yet. So I ain't mad at Adele. Live your life, girl. He's cute though. Like I said, he looked like he might be a good time. Okay, you guys, so Wendy Williams. Do I need to add her to the list too? Because what else do we need to keep talking about Wendy Williams about? Okay. Right after top of the blogs last week, I feel like I want to say, one of the Roxstars reached out on Instagram and DM'd me and asked me had I seen the video of Wendy Williams, you know, on her show that day, on her Hot Topics. And I was like, no. So they sent me a clip of the video. I watched it, but I couldn't really watch because it was that uncomfortable. It was terrible. Like, to me, I don't understand why is it that her team of people allow her to, but see, the problem is that Wendy Williams' show is live, okay? And I don't know what it takes to reprogram when you've already set up to have a live show, and then all of a sudden your person that's supposed to be going live is high and fucked up and drunk or whatever. Like, I don't know how easy it is to then substitute in like a pre-programmed or, you know, an old rerun of a show. I don't know what that entails, but it must not be that easy to do, because they allowed that woman to get out there clearly blown, clearly. Okay, she walks out, she kind of shaky, you know, she shakily walks to her Hot Topics chair. She's saying things, forgetting her train of thought, sentences, not finishing her sentences, trailing off at the end of her sentences, eyes bulging, saying the wrong words. Like, it was a mess. It was clear that she was high or drunk or both. And I don't, like I said, I don't know how you could have a team of people who allow you to get out there like that. But if it's live, maybe they didn't have a choice. Okay. But you better believe that all the people that was watching that had a lot to say. And it went viral on social media, and everybody got to see that, you know, Wendy Williams was having what looked like some sort of drug-induced or alcohol-induced moment. Wendy ain't been right ever since all of the shit happened with her husband. She lost her husband to another woman. The woman had a baby. She and her husband never had a baby together. I'm sure that did a number on her. She was back on drugs, drinking, went to stay at a halfway house or a sober house. Her son got older and went off to college, so she was by herself. Then we've got COVID to deal with, and that isolates people even more. Her doing the show at home, remember, that was a disaster. They ended up having to stop that because, just looking at all of the shit in her house, I was like, oh my God, is she a hoarder? Well, I always thought that was off because I remember when she originally got sick a long time ago and she was like, I'm home and, my husband is helping me, and they showed her table, and her table had so much shit on it. Her coffee table, it was covered. It made my skin crawl. It was so much shit in there. And then when she was doing her shows at home because of COVID, you still saw all of that bullshit that she had. And I was like, what the fuck? She got a Bob's Big Boy? Not Bob's Big Boy. It was like a Betty Boop, and just all of this shit. And if that was just what they were allowing us to see in her kitchen area, can you imagine what the rest of the house probably looks like? So I believe that Wendy has many issues that they have been able to cover up because she's had a capable and competent team that's been able to cover. But those kind of things you can only cover for so long, and then it just starts to unravel. And that might be where we are now. So she went on the show and she was fucked up like that. And then after people was like, oh my God, Wendy, she came out the next day. It was a cop-out. She just basically said, I'm not perfect. Some days are just off, but it's hard to come out here and entertain people every day, that the audience, us, are a tough crowd sometimes. And while that's all very true, some days you don't feel like getting on camera and just trying to entertain people. Many times you've got to put your best foot forward, and you got to make it happen. And if you are fighting a battle of drugs or alcohol, then you're not going to win that one. Eventually your slip is going to be hanging enough for everybody to see. And I think that's where we are now with Wendy. Now it's, it ain't nothing that they can cover anymore. She just lost DJ Booth when she came back for this new season. And DJ Booth has been vocal about the problems there. Even with this last happening, he tweeted that, people don't know half of the problems that's going on there. Nobody speaks out because they're afraid to be fired, which is an ongoing theme with the Wendy Williams team, because even before her husband left, remember, they used to say her and her husband just had everybody there scared, and I guess she still has them feeling that way when it's just her. But nobody wants to say anything. He said that he feels sorry for, the staff there. He actually called them victims. But then he removed the tweet, and then he didn't want to have anything else to say when people tried to actually officially get some statement from him. But I think we've heard enough and seen enough to know that it's not all gravy. It ain't all Gucci at the Wendy Williams production, at the stage. It might be just time for Wendy, because she done had too many mishaps now. And it might be just time for Wendy to just kind of be like, okay, enough. That's it. I can't keep doing this. I know she doesn't want to let her show go, but maybe she feels like if she lets her show go, what else is she going to do? I don't know what that would be, but yeah. Did you guys see that Wendy Williams was on The Masked Singer last night? She actually was she the mushroom? Wouldn't that be something if she was the mushroom? I can't think of I want to say she was the mushroom. And she actually got voted off yesterday. I had no idea it was Wendy Williams, but they had already picked out that it was Wendy Williams, and she sang some New York song. She was laughing the whole time. It was actually cool to see her in that little environment. Who would have ever known that Wendy Williams? Why do I always think that Wendy Williams is tall? And when I saw her standing next to Nick Cannon, she was short. I was like, if I ever saw Wendy Williams in person, I'm telling you, I probably would be so shocked if I realized that she's only 5'6". How tall is Wendy Williams, you guys? I don't know, but she looked short in that anyway, you guys. Yeah, she was one of the singers on the show. But anyway, getting back to Wendy Williams and her show. I mean, I hope she gets better, you know. But she ain't gonna get better if they gonna keep on coddling her and babying her and nobody wants to stand up to her. And I mean, you know, if it's bad enough for you to get on the show when you like that, can you imagine what it's like when she's at home? Not good. All right, you guys, so they say that Evelyn Lozada and Mark Anthony are dating. I was just like, child, I mean, that would be a major upgrade for Evelyn, huh? She done went from ball players up to, like, you know, for real A-list Latin lovers out there, singers. Mark Anthony is a big deal, you guys, but so yeah, the story was getting out that they were dating. Supposedly she was at his house and she took some pictures by the pool, her lounging by the pool, and also took some pictures of her inside the house and posted it. And people, you know, the social media sleuths that you all can be, they realized that that was his place. And so that's how the word got out there that she was dating Mark Anthony. Okay, now Mark Anthony's representatives have come out and said, oh, no. Mark Anthony is not seeing Evelyn Lozada. They are merely just friends, and he offered his home up to her while he was away. Okay, that he wasn't even there. He was out of the state. I guess this was down in Miami. He was away and she was there, and so he was like, you can stay at my place. Okay, so they shot down that rumor. But I was just like, they may not be like a couple, but maybe they was, you know, getting it in. And Mark Anthony did not know that Evelyn was going to be posting it all over. Now, she knew what she was doing. Okay, girl, your man done let you come over there, but you were supposed to just be a secret. Ain't nobody saying for you to get out there with the official pictures and all of that. She done posted this shit out there, and now he got to now he got to come up with a story just to say that they ain't seeing each other and all of this. And now you can't hunch on her no more because, the secret is out. And Mark Anthony and Evelyn. You go from Jennifer Lopez to Evelyn. Evelyn is cool. She's beautiful. She's pretty and all of that. But I mean, just I hate to say caliber and shit, but it's just, let me just leave it alone, y'all. Mark said that he ain't seeing Evelyn and that they just friends. Do you believe it? All right, you guys, next story up. I guess congratulations are in order. Peter Gunz finally is about to start his gig at Cheaters. Actually, I'm sure that they probably had filmed these episodes a while ago, because I told you guys maybe a year ago that Peter Gunz was going to be the new host of Cheaters. You guys told me at that time that Clark Gable, which was the white guy who was the host at the time, I guess this was back in 2017, he was the host for Cheaters. He killed himself, okay? Committed suicide. And after he killed himself, I believe that was in 2018, then they decided to, I guess, do a rehaul on the show and change it up a little bit, and that's when they brought in Peter Gunz. But I also think that once COVID got started, that kind of put everything on the back burner. So people probably forgot that he was going to be the host. But now it looks like they're about ready to air the episodes, and now they have him, as the host in the advertising. And good for him, you guys. He is a perfect person for that show. I think that, of course, we all know about his cheating background and him going back and forth like a ping pong ball between Tara and Amina. But also, he's going to bring new eyes to cheaters, or, old eyes that used to watch and maybe he'll come on back just for a good little kiki. I mean, him bringing this urban element, because Cheaters had always been, the hosts were always white guys, but then it was always, some sort of ghetto element, I will say, to the show. So, maybe would it be a Peter Gunz, maybe he can get down dirty with him just the same. But yeah, I mean, I think he's a good fit for the show. And I think like I said, he's going to bring some new life to the show. So congratulations are in order to Peter Gunz, Mr. Peter Panky. Will you guys be watching? Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson has a podcast. Oh shit. Is it called The Knockout? I'll put the name of the podcast on the show, on the screen. I forgot to get it. But anyway, he has a podcast and he has a special guest in to discuss certain things. So this week he happened to have Boosie in there. Okay. Lil Boosie. And we know that Lil Boosie his social media presence has grown since he's gotten out of jail and been very opinionated. So yeah, Boosie's on there. Mike Tyson wants to talk to him about certain things, I guess, that have been bothering him. Mostly about his comments that he had on Dwayne Wade's transgender daughter. I'm sorry, I can't think of her name. Is it Zane? Not Zane. I'm sorry, I cannot think of her name. But anyway, the comments that Boosie had about the daughter. Mike Tyson just wanted to know, why is it that she chooses to speak on homosexuals? Do he feel that he is homosexual himself, and that, by him lashing out at the homosexuals, maybe that will, further maybe tamp down the homosexual feelings that he might feel? And, Boosie said, yeah, no, I'm straight as an arrow. Okay. Boosie went on to explain the reason why he spoke on Dwayne Wade's child is that he felt like, this is a child. This child is 12 years old and should not be making the decisions of their sexuality. That you should not allow a child to make those decisions because, they don't even know what they're doing from one day to the next, and they may change their mind when they're 16, and that very well may do that. Okay. And if that's what they do, then that's what they do, but I guess Boosie thought that we was doing sex changes at 12 years old and all, like I don't know. Because I remember when Boosie said this was like, don't cut off his dick. Like, he was saying crazy stuff like that. And it was just like, is that the first thing you think of when you talking about a child being transgendered, So anyway, Mike Tyson was telling him basically that you don't have the right to, even if you feel a certain way about a certain thing, basically your feelings don't even matter. This is these people's lives, and this is the decisions that they made and going along with and supporting their child or whatever. And you just chiming in and saying something about their child, at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. So you just really need to just kind of keep your opinions to yourself. Now I'm condensing this and making it very, I'm letting you know what was said, but it was said differently. But this is basically what the gist of the conversation was. Boosie said that he did apologize to Dwayne Wade. I don't know if Dwayne Wade accepted the apology. I guess Mike Tyson was just trying to put Boosie in his place and just basically saying, mind your own business. And I guess Boosie got that. That was pretty much it, you guys. Oh, before I go, you guys, congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Y'all know the West Coast is the best coast, fool. So proud of the Dodgers. I'm not no big baseball fan, but anytime a LA team can bring it on home, as a champion, I'm all for it. Very happy for them. I think they said it's been some 30 years or so since the Dodgers have had the title. And so good for them. Good for them, you guys. All we need now, we done got the basketball, we done got the baseball, and if the football team out there, I don't know who's the football team, the Chargers. If the Chargers can eventually get their shit together and maybe bring on home the Super Bowl, that would be beautiful and bring the glory back rightfully to the Los Angeles teams, rightfully so, you guys. Good for them. Did you guys watch the games? I didn't watch the games. My husband was watching the games and I just kind of saw what was going on there. But yeah, congratulations to the LA Dodgers. We do this every single week. So make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Bye.